Hi, I'm Dawn Masler, and this is Lesson 5 in Love School. Last week, I introduced you to the 4 phases of love. These phases are based on what's happening in your brain and includes the release of neurotransmitters as well as the activity of certain brain structures. These phases can cause you to feel differently as your relationship progresses. The phase of falling in love makes you vulnerable to the other person. Mother Nature helps by lowering your feelings of vulnerability to assist you to get closer to the other person. As you move through the phases, your perception of vulnerability fluctuates. This is the main reason why finding and maintaining love can be so challenging. Your feelings keep changing. Fortunately, this happens in a very predictable pattern. Therefore, when you understand what's happening and what to expect, it can make finding and keeping love much easier. This graph shows the pattern. This is based not only on a person's experience, but also the neural activity. The middle bar is your normal everyday level of anxiety. This could be higher or lower depending on the person. Before you meet someone, you start off at a normal level. When you find someone you're attracted to, your perceived anxiety dips. This is important because it allows you to get closer to this new and exciting stranger. If you notice on the graph, as you begin to date someone, your perceptions of vulnerability goes up rather dramatically. This is often felt as fear or anxiety. It's what can cause some people to get very uncomfortable with dating, even to the point of breaking off the relationship. If your anxiety level is normally low, finding and keeping love could be easy for you. However, if you're one of those people that normally is a little anxious, dating can be quite difficult for you. But don't worry, I'll give you some tips later in another episode to help you. This first stage of attraction, when you find yourself attracted to someone, your body releases norepinephrine. This causes those unmistakable signs of attraction, such as rapid heartbeat and sweaty palms. Although it's part of your fight or flight response, its job is to get you closer to the other person. It lowers your perception of vulnerability slightly. Attraction is primarily subconscious and it's based on your senses. If you want to learn more about that, I'll include a link to my TED education video below. Now, I often get the question, is it opposites attract or is it birds of a feather that flock together? Well, it turns out attraction is a unique combination of both opposite and familiar. You are most attracted to people of the opposite immune system. This is, of course, was done by Mother Nature to increase genetic variability. However, studies have also found that you're more likely to choose someone that resembles your opposite sex parent. The big factor in who you choose has a lot to do with the perceived vulnerability. For example, science tells you that you're going to be most attractive to your genetic opposite. However, that person is probably on the opposite side of the world. They can look different, they can sound different, they can have very different customs, and even speak a different language. Therefore, although they would be ideal, chances of you picking them as a partner are pretty slim. You're more likely to choose someone else that you feel more comfortable with. You're probably going to choose someone with the same religion, the same education, or social background. This helps because, as the chart indicates, as you begin to date, your anxiety level increases, but the familiarity can help buffer those increases. Now, last week I told you I'm going to tell you the single most important thing you can do if you want to attract love in your life. Here it is. Are you ready? Did you get it? If you're a woman, the single most important thing you can do to attract more love in your life is smiling. Remember the perceived vulnerability? When you smile, you seem friendlier and more approachable. So if you want love in your life, you need to practice smiling. Smile at the people at the grocery store, smile at people at work. You can even smile when you're driving. This applies even if you're dating online. Pictures of smiling women get more attention, but this only applies to women. Ironically, smiling men get less attention online. Women tend to go for the moody or proud and powerful. If you're a man and you're not sure if you can pull that off, there's one thing you can do to enhance your attraction. Get a dog. A man with a dog is 3 times more likely to get a woman's phone number. Now, there's much more involved in attraction, and I'll explain more about this later. But next week, I want to talk about the next phase of love. That's the dating and courtship phase. This could be the most treacherous phase because your perceived vulnerability increases, and so does your anxiety. This is based on several factors. Most of these are subconscious, so a lot of dating coaches don't even understand them. But once you understand the biological instincts involved, you can sail through the dating phase until both of you fall madly in love. So make sure you come back next week. Oh, and if you're enjoying this, please leave a comment and share it with a friend. And don't forget to subscribe. You don't want to miss a thing. I'll see you next week for the next lesson in Love School.